mistakes happen at the printer, not necessarily from the author. Okay, so Kuflan Beis Amar Seichel, says the intellect. We're going to talk about the rectification of the world. We're learning that in Daas Tevunos, something that we learn is that the world has a purpose, that it's going to go to its complete rectification, and that the world is going to get fixed. Okay, right? We're not just here. You learn in Mesilas Yesharim, you might think that we're just here because we have tests between good and evil, and if we choose good, like we get rewarded in Olam Haba and everyth's great, and that's all that's here. But the world doesn't have a purpose. But the Ramchal tells us, no, the world actually as a whole has a purpose. We're actually going towards a certain goal. V'nomer ki hinei shemata shebesha shechidesh habari yizbarach shemo es hashpa l'tzarech hateva hazem betchila shadayin haya asa l'chadesh habitol hashpahi. So this is going to be a little esoteric. We'll try to explain it the best that we can. That Hashem, when He made the world, He used different emanations. They're called hashbaz. Now, when He made these hashbaz, these emanations, He also made the possibility for their destruction in a certain way. Because the hashbaz that we have now and the world that we have now has the possibility to be destroyed. Because the world that we have now that exists, that you see in front of you, is not going to exist forever. First, what's going to happen is Mashiach is going to come. Then there's going to be a resurrection of the dead, and then the world is going to be destroyed as we know it and recreated in a spiritual sense. And that is Olam Haba, where the righteous, where the tzaddikim get their reward. Make sense? Right, so people think when they say Olam Haba that it means where neshamas go now. That's not true. It's a big mistake people make. According to Ramchal, Olam Haba means the world we're in now. In the future, it's going to totally get recreated, and that's really where people get their reward. Where the souls are now, that's called Gan Eden or Olam HaNeshamas. Ukvar Perashim Davar Zelmal. You already explained this earlier. Amnam Birtzos L'Chadesh Mitzius Hashva Metukenes L'Shetiskayim. When Hashem, He wanted to make hashbas that will be rectified and they'll last forever. V'toled hatolada hamitzdarchas ba'olam, what they needed in this world. Hine hakavana haisa be'emes laharfik mimenu hara shekvar nischadesh linyana v'rikana kavana hefech mamash min hakavana harishona k'moshe b'yarnu. So what Hashem did, we learned earlier, is that He created hashbaz, which created the world, and is good, but He also created, we'll call them bad hashbaz, which are evil. Hashem created evil. Now with each hashbaz that was created, Hashem created evil that was associated with it. Now what Hashem wanted though, once He created evil, there was the potential that evil could destroy the world and just destroy everything. Hashem didn't want that to happen. So we're going to learn in this section how Hashem created evil and what He did so that evil shouldn't destroy the world, and so that it was the first step to the rectification of the world. Because what we're learning now is that human beings, specifically the Jewish people, is up to us to rectify the world, to bring the world to its final purpose. Because we said the world does have a final purpose, we're leading towards something. How do we get there? So that's what we're going to start to discuss. Okay. This is the beginning of creation. Tikkun Habriya is the rectification of the creation. That Hashem should make good last and evil and save us from evil. So again, we're learning that the Jewish people, we're going to say human beings, we're going to learn is what rectifies the world, but Hashem already started the process for us. And now we're going to learn how Hashem started the process of the rectification of the world. And if you have to go, don't feel pressure. Just, wave and say goodbye. Okay. Sometimes people feel like, like they have to be polite. You don't have to be polite. That's what I'm saying. Hashem made different hashbaz and their different levels. Again, we're saying that's emanations that Hashem uses to create the world. Madriga, different levels. And with these emanations we had good. And Hashem distanced evil, because what is evil? Evil is destruction. Evil could destroy everything. So Hashem distanced the evil from these emanations. So the what did Hashem do? First He had to change the intent. First He created evil. So evil had the potential for destruction. But then He had to do something to the evil so that it should only rectify the good. Shenis, second. Right.
Rectify the good, like balance it off.
So what He did is first Hashem made good, and then He made the potential for evil corresponding to that level. Now what He did second was He wanted to make sure that evil wouldn't destroy the good, and because now you had each level, different levels of good, and each level of good had an associated evil with it. So if Hashem would have left it like that, it sounds like the evil would have had the potential to destroy the good. So that's what Hashem didn't want to happen. So we're going to see what he did. Shenis, laharchik menu habito shekvar chudesh lo. Hashem made this evil, but he also distanced it from the good. And we're going to see how he distanced it from the good. So that it shouldn't go and destroy the good. Had Hashem not distanced the evil from the good, the evil would have destroyed the good. But Hashem also didn't want to destroy evil. Hashem wanted evil to exist. Why did Hashem want evil to exist? Because if you don't have free will, right? If you don't have evil, you don't have free will. If everything is good, then you can't get reward. To distance it. However, he wanted evil to exist all time that the creations needed it. Now, what does that mean, all time the creations needed it? Because la'asad lavo, in the world to come, there's going to be no evil. Then evil will be destroyed because we don't have free will in the world to come. That's just where we get our reward. Only now in this world where we have free will, that's where evil has to exist. Now also, this is very important, some of you mentioned many times here, is that evil only exists and has any strength at all because Hashem wants it to. Hashem wills the evil to exist. Judaism does not believe that evil is a separate force that fights against God. Other religions believe that there's like good and there's evil and they have different powers and they fight against each other and stuff like that. Rabbi Shnevsky used to always say when bad things happen, certain people said, oh, the devil did it. Like, well, no. According to Judaism, we only believe that the devil, not really devil the way the non-Jews think about it, but that evil only exists because Hashem gives it a life force. So it also comes from Hashem. Only Hashem makes the good and the evil. We mentioned earlier that the way that Hashem makes evil, though, is different than the good. However, we're going to see, right, the way that evil is not associated with God's name, that has to do with the level, the way Hashem made evil. Hashem made all these emanations for what's needed for the existence of the world, madrega tachas madrega, level under level. And like we said before, after Hashem made these emanations of good, he made evil associated with it. There's a parallel evil to every good. For every good hashpa, there's a possibility of destruction. And like we mentioned, that from each emanation of good, there was evil that was distanced from that good. Now he's going to explain how Hashem distanced that evil from the good. I just want to finish this section. All of the evil and the destruction associated with the different levels is really one type. It's a general category of evil. And the evil, in the end of the day, is only associated with the lowest level of Hashem's emanations. For example, Hashem, let's say, talk about the highest part of Hashem's emanations that He used to create the world. So there was evil associated with that, but Hashem brought it down. Didn't destroy it. That evil only exists because of the connection to the level below it. And what Hashem did is take the evil on the highest level, brought it to the lower level, and the lower level, and the lower level, until all the evil is together on the bottom level. So, there's what's interesting, I saw here, I think it was in the footnote from Rabbi Freelander, he said, so basically, what's the process here, is that there's different levels of hashpahs, of God's emanations that He used to create the world, and each one has evil associated with it, different levels. What Hashem did is He took the highest level, brought it down, then brought it down, then brought it down, until all the evil is on the lowest level. Right? However we understand that. And he says that, so we see in the end of the day there is evil in the world, but it's associated with the lowest level of Hashem's emanations. He's going to explain why that is in a second. Now, why is it that it had to, now why did it have to, Hashem's going to make it on the lowest level in the beginning, why did He have to do it that is associated with the highest level? So I think it was Chaim Freelander said, so that there is a possibility that evil could be so great that it could even affect the highest level. But its power is only on the lowest level. Meaning if mankind messes up so much that it could even affect the highest level. When Hashem wants to rectify all the hashpahs and completeness. Lakach l'seder sidrei hatov v'sidrei hara. He made the orders of good and the orders of evil. The sidrei hatov holchem v'nitkanim v'madriga yisehem, and the good got rectified according to their levels. Achara hinei hu toli v'om mitchila histader hashpah adigia al madrigas achrona. But Hashem made until the bottom level. Shabbat sluyim kol siduri inyanim b'prateim. Ki hakavana hi lahashpil matzias hara shelo yeh inyano ela hapachos shebechol inyanim shebriya. Because Hashem, like we said, evil's on the lowest level, because Hashem wanted to make evil on the lowest possible level. The hashpala zos michla'at tikunim hagdola shelo olamhi. Now what's interesting, what's important is that when Hashem took the evil and brought it to the lowest level, that was the first step in a process to rectify the entire world. Hashem took the first step, so to say, to get rid of evil, because He's taking it where it was associated with the highest levels and bringing it to the lowest levels.
Wasn't even before like people were created. Like this was already like the beginning of the world, right?
Yeah. After people sinned, after Adam sinned, the nature of evil changed in the sense that evil became part of people. But before the sin, there was evil; it was just external to people. Now, why is it so that Hashem made evil at the bottom? Because Hashem wanted that the good attributes, goodness, should outweigh evil, should outweigh bad. So that's why evil is on the lowest level and good is on the higher level. That's why He made good on this side and He made evil go down and down. And He says, as good gets rectified, evil goes down. And after human beings, we use our free will to make evil go down even more. And as evil goes down, good rises. It's like a scale, as he's about to explain. Just one more paragraph.
How is there free will really if good is so much better, like bigger?
It's a great question. I was thinking that. I'm not sure.
It doesn't feel like free will. It still feels like evil's like...
Just saying, once Hashem made evil on a much lower level, then how is it free will? Because it's more good. That's a good question. I was thinking the same thing. I'm not sure. Hopefully I'll try to research that and get back to you. This is what it says, that I'll be filled to the destruction. Edom says, Esav, that I will be filled to the destruction of Jerusalem. What does that mean? It says in the Gemara, this is the service of man. God made good and evil. The going down of evil is only dependent on the rising of good. And the opposite, when evil goes up, good goes down. That's why it says that you can't have, if someone tells you Jerusalem is powerful and Edom's powerful, Esav is powerful, you can't believe them. It's either or. Right? Esav goes down, Jerusalem goes up, and vice versa, because you can't have good and evil rise at the same time. When good rises, evil goes down. And Hashem told us what deeds, how can you make good go up? So we know, that's what it says in the Torah. You follow what it says in the Torah. And when human beings do what Hashem says, that fulfills the final rectification of getting rid of the evil. So we have basically, why is he talking about all this? Again, specifically how all the evil and the good with the emanations is made, that's more Kabbalistic, and I honestly don't understand it to the depth, just what he's saying here. But the idea is that the whole purpose of creation is to recognize Hashem, and that evil should be destroyed, and that the world should be rectified. The way the world is rectified is by taking evil down and bringing good up. So Hashem started that process by, even though evil was associated with each level of good, Hashem brought it down to the lowest level, and then it's up to the human beings to finish that off to totally get rid of evil. Now just one more sentence here. Amar Neshama, says the Neshama, everything you just said is very clear. It's a very nice way you explain to understand how Hashem's attributes, how He directs the world, in the depth of His wisdom. That everything is guided through a deep wisdom and a final, complete purpose. And then the next section, finish that section. The next section is going to be about, I think, how Hashem operates with his different midos, with justice and judges people and things like that. Rabbi Stewart.
Yeah.